Our goals for math instruction are to strengthen Tier 1 initially. We feel like Tier 1 is a critical part of the process.
A group of 11 children...
In the RTI model, classroom teachers optimize Tier 1 math programs by using sound instruction, taking note of struggling learners, and implementing interventions.
Something has to switch, doesn't it?
Using a variety of learning configurations is one of the most effective ways for classroom teachers to enhance Tier 1 math instruction for struggling students. Whole class lessons, guided practice, math centers, and small group instruction generate vital opportunities to teach, assess, and provide interventions during the Tier 1 core program.
B, 2 times 5.
Whole class math lessons are an efficient venue for reinforcing skills, setting the stage with children's literature, introducing new concepts, and providing teacher demonstrations.
G, 8 times 5. G, 8 times 5. Bingo? Bingo, okay.
One of the most effective whole class intervention strategies is to increase active student participation in learning.
We want to have them engaged in the process as much as possible because that's important for struggling learners to be able to feel a sense of accomplishment in the classroom by making math make sense.
Show me your answers, please.
Two highly engaging whole class techniques are whiteboards and exit cards.
All right, let's go ahead on your boards. Go ahead and finish the problem, and then we're going to add them up.
Whiteboards provide all students a chance to show their work.
2 parallel rays.
And perhaps best of all, they enable teachers to assess all students' understanding at a glance.
Hey, please let me see your answers.
Okay, we're going to now do our exit question. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to work on this, and then I'm going to collect them right away.
Exit cards are a versatile way to engage all students. You can use exit cards before you start a lesson, during, or after a lesson to take a snapshot of students' current understanding of a math concept. Exit cards enable teachers to quickly determine if students understand a concept, or if students are still struggling.
The exit cards are awesome. It's 2 minutes out of my time, tops. They're one question, so I just look through, I got the answer, I have 2 piles, one kid gets it, kid doesn't get it.
Tier 1 enables the classroom teacher to see how students are progressing. It allows us to see where the skills are that students need to learn.
One key way to address the needs of struggling learners in Tier 1 is to provide instruction. Give students a short assessment, then follow up with an intervention.
And you're going to have to write it up and down. So we'll write 1/4. We'll make it an easy one to start with. Then underneath it, we're going to add 3/8.
At the end of the lesson, the teacher does a quick exit card assessment to identify students who are struggling.
Go to page 202 in your math journal.
While the class starts an assignment, the teacher quickly sorts the exit cards. Based on information gleaned from the cards, he gathers a small group of students in need of Tier 1 intervention.
This approach is important because it allows us to take action quickly. It allows us to find that puzzle piece that students may be missing and put that piece back into place.
The only rule you have to remember is whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do the top.
For many struggling learners, one intervention session may be enough to clear up any confusion.
So let's try one now. Let's go with...
Small group work keeps even reluctant learners engaged and working.
Now you can add them up. Excellent. Good job.
Can we go back now?
If you get it, you are more than welcome to go back. You want to do a subtraction one before you go, though, just to make sure? Okay, let's do one subtraction one before you go.
One time-efficient technique is to release students when they show understanding.
Okay, I want you to do one more for me, and then you're free to go. All right?
I still don't get it.
Well, come on over and we'll make sure you get it.
As students move on, teacher time is increased for learners who need more support.
Okay, so what do we got? 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times... Yeah, that's right.
12, 15, 20, 25.
Exactly right.
Tier 1 math enables teachers to look at a specific skill that students are deficit in. It gives us the opportunity to look at our students in the general education classroom, to work with our students as they currently are, and then to see where, if they're struggling with a specific skill, then we can intervene in a little bit more in depth.
Something has to switch, doesn't it?
Guided practice sessions are essential for helping students gain an understanding of math concepts and apply math skills.
We should take one of them out.
Promoting student conversations in guided practice is an effective intervention strategy with struggling learners.
So I have one page number and another page number, and they add up to be 65. Don't raise your hand. I want you to discuss it with your partner for just a minute.
First number has to have like a 2 or a 3. It can have a 4 and then...
Talking with a partner compels even the quietest students to participate.
It also gives them the opportunity to interact with peers, gives them the opportunity to do group work and to question each other and to listen, because sometimes it helps for a peer to say and talk, and then I can learn and do, and that's what we're looking for. We want to provide our students the opportunities through that guided practice.
Each child shook hands with everyone else in the group.
Small group discussions are another venue for thinking out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so his name. So 4.
As students talk to each other, teachers are more able to identify opportune moments to intervene.
Nah, he doesn't shake nobody's hand.
Why did he do 3 if the other guy did 4?
Because there's one less.
Why is there one less?
Because this guy already shook his hand, so he doesn't want to shake again.
Oh, so if I shake your hand, that really means you're shaking mine too.
Guided practice is important in RTI because it gives us the opportunity to take action with our students. It gives us the opportunity to interact. It gives us the opportunity to have discussions with students.
Ashley's father gave her tickets for the music park. She used half of them riding the roller coaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As teachers interact with students during guided practice, they can provide a variety of support.
Finally, she used 4 tickets to ride the bumper cars.
Keep reading.
She had 6 tickets left. How many did she have to start?
Uh-oh.
Do you have 6 tickets?
So you better rethink this again. It's got to work with the problem.
Teachers may intervene by having students reread a problem or by redirecting students' efforts.
Start again. Start back at the back and try it again. What does she have at the very end?
She had 6 tickets left.
Okay, start there. If this was the half, then if this is what she had, and she had just used up half of the whole group, how many did she just use up to ride the roller coaster if she was left with this half? Why do you say that?
Using manipulatives is another way to enhance guided practice for struggling learners.
Excellent. Put the other 12 down and try it again.
Particularly for Tier 1 and even with struggling students, we need to bring those manipulatives into play. Upper elementary school students, we tend to forget to bring those, that they still need that.
I have a problem up here about Billy and Sue and when they actually do their running.
Providing concrete experiences as part of guided practice helps students build conceptual knowledge and enhances their thinking.
They ran together on the 30th and on the 15th.
What are you starting to notice if you look down your paper?
Strategic teacher questioning during guided practice encourages students to think mathematically.
That we say first there. Olivia, what's happening?
It's adding another one of that same number.
What's happening to that number? What did we learn today?
It's doubling.
It's doubling.
Let me ask you this. When you start doing 4 jumps of 6, where do you think you're going to end?
At 24.
Why do you think that?
Developing students' math thinking increases their conceptual understandings.
2 numbers this around.
So what are you observing? What observation are you making?
Consistently asking open-ended questions such as, what are you observing? What do you notice? How do you know? What would you predict? And what are you thinking? Strengthens struggling students' understanding of math concepts.
Did you notice anything about the digits in the product?
So how do you get students to think mathematically? How do you do that? You have to provide them with opportunities to do so. Ask them questions. probe them. We also have to provide students the time to think about it. When we ask students a question, let them stop and think about it for a moment.
Okay, if it's 9 times an odd number, the answer is an odd number. Let's see if that works. So 9 times 1 is 9. Okay, that's an odd number and an odd number.
A quick check confirms the accuracy of the student's mathematical perceptions.
5 is 45. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 9 is 81. Enriquez, I never noticed that before. That's an excellent observation.
Teacher questioning and interactions with students, peer conversations, and the use of manipulatives combine to strengthen guided practice for struggling learners.
2 and a 9. 9 plus 2 is 11.
Math Center activities refer to the variety of meaningful, independent practice tasks that help students hone their math skills. In order for Math Centers and activities to be successful, expectations for student behavior must be clearly established. It's essential that all students know what to do and how to do it. Teachers may assign specific tasks that target students' learning needs.
How did you know the difference was 6?
As students work on practice tasks, teachers can scaffold and check students' understanding.
One side.
Teachers can also pull together a small group for targeted intervention during center time.
4 on one part, and I want to see what's the other part that makes 10.
What can make 6?
Well-managed Math Center activities reinforce struggling students' learning and provide intervention opportunities within Tier 1.
Small group instruction in Tier 1 provides me with the flexibility. When I have students who need a little more in-depth work, I can pull them aside and work with them in groups. Okay, work in groups and tell me why and how you're going to discover 3/6.
While a small group format can promote student participation, care must be taken to include each student. Using manipulatives and having students work in pairs or triads increases everyone's involvement.
Let's look at what we're thinking here.
Oh.
What do you mean, oh? What are you thinking?
Because there's supposed to be 6, not just 3.
Some students are more verbal and tend to process their thinking out loud. Teachers will want to encourage more reticent members to express their ideas as well.
What are you thinking? Austin, what are you thinking?
Because there's only 3 shaded parts.
Okay.
And then there's 3 right here.
I have 2 hands, 2 groups of 5 fingers. Where's the number sentence? Do you agree with Miriam or not? Do you agree with her?
Asking students to explain their reasoning often enables teachers to quickly clear up misunderstandings.
And what were you thinking, Edwin?
That 5 plus 5.
So you were remembering something where there are 2 5s in the number sentence, right? What's usually in between? What were you Oh, but that was pretty good thinking because you were thinking 5 plus 5 equals 10, right? But with multiplication, we know it's groups.
I have 9 cookies and I have 3 children. How in the world can I divide these cookies? How can I divide these cookies? Do you have any ideas?
If you're counting by 3s, you can divide it.
I can divide it? Can you show me? Can you demonstrate that for me?
These students vary widely in their grasp of the problem.
Ethan, how would you divide my cookies?
Into 2s.
Into 2s? Okay, let's try that one. How would you divide my cookies?
Into 4s.
Into 4s? Okay, we're going to try that one. How would you divide my cookies? Subtracting.
A short time with hands-on materials and artful teacher questions move students closer to understanding the underlying math concept.
How did you solve that problem?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's because 3 plus 3 equals 6 and 3 now 6 plus 3 equals 9.
So you said 3 plus 3 equals 6.
And 3 times 3 equals 9.
The teacher does a quick check of each student's solution process.
Cody, how did you divide your cookies?
I put 9 right here, and then I sorted with my fingers to put 3 right here and 3 right here.
All students speak with confidence now that they have a better grasp of the concept.
But if the skill or deficit is a little bit greater, then I need to make the observation to take them a little bit deeper into that skill and to have a little bit more intervention in Tier 1.
When we're looking at our longhand, what is that telling us?
For students who continue to struggle with a math concept, finding out what they know determines the next step.
How do we count our minutes around the clock? By five. Show me how you...
An effective practice is to start instruction at the concrete level, using manipulatives to reinforce key understandings.
Show me again. Okay.
For many struggling students, real-world connections with math are challenging, yet vital to enhancing their learning.
We're going to find some of our favorite shows, and we're going to write them down.
Finding favorite TV shows provides a real-life use of time that is familiar to these children.
And show me what time your show is going to start.
Having students apply new skills reinforces their learning and gives teachers immediate feedback.
Tier 1 instruction is good quality instruction. We're able to intervene early, particularly with our struggling students, and the goal is that we can achieve success for struggling students in the math classroom.
We're seeing a strengthening of Tier 1, which is important in that if that is strong and you're meeting more of the needs of the students at that level, then the end result is fewer students in Tier 2. And that's our ultimate goal. The numbers will become fewer and fewer as a result of structurally sound things we're doing in Tier 1.